So in this video, I'm going to share with you 10 reasons why property is the best investment. Number 1, property over the long term will beat most other investments. It is better than investing into the stock market, ISAs, certain types of pension products. Since they started to record property prices in 1088, property prices here in the UK have doubled every single 10 years. So not only do you get the capital appreciation, but you also get the income that is generated from each and every property that you put into your property portfolio. I absolutely love property investing. So if you want real legacy wealth creation, then property is definitely the number one thing to do. Number 2, demand for property outstrips supply. We live on a small island here in the UK, and we have one of the strongest property markets in the world. They're not making any more land. Population growth is growing at the fastest rate ever, and people need affordable accommodation. They need properties to buy, and they also need properties to rent. And even when we see the property market come down, that is typically where we see prices for rental units go up. So it's a complete win-win. And it's really important to have an investment product where demand outweighs supply. You just can't go wrong in property as long as you've got the right property in the right location and you've bought it at the right price. Number 3, passive income. My favorite reason for investing into property. You get to make money while you sleep. I mentioned that property prices double every 10 years here in the UK, in many parts of the UK. And what is wonderful about property is you're gonna have these amazing houses. You're gonna rent them out to amazing tenants. Those tenants are gonna pay off your mortgage or pay your mortgage payment, and then you're gonna be left with what's called profit at the end of each month. The money just keeps coming in month after month, year after year after year after year. And many of your tenants, they are gonna stay in your houses for many, many, many years. They're gonna make it their own home. They're going to be creating amazing memories. And that's why it's important to make sure you get good houses, you do them up to a great standard so you can maximize the amount of passive income. Warren Buffett, one of the smartest, richest individuals on the planet, he says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're gonna work until you die. And I don't know if you can relate to this, but I worked my socks off for many, many, many years. And most people, maybe you can relate, you make money, you spend money, the more you make, the more you spend. In many cases, people spend more than what they're making, and that's why they go into bad debt. Income follows assets. If you want more income, go and get more assets. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter and getting your money working for you. So you can invest in great properties, rent those properties out, and then collect the passive income week in, week out. Point number 4, BRR. You buy, you refurbish, you refinance. And what you do when you buy property is you want to go and buy the dirtiest, horriblest, smelliest, disgusting house on the streets. You want to invest in a refurb with a refurb team, add lots of value, increase the price, and then you can do what we call refinancing. You can then lock in on the equity. You can pull out your initial deposit, pull out the refurb costs. You've got the pot of money back, and then you use that for property number 2. Property number 3, you rinse and repeat. Also, over time, every 5, 10, 15 years, you can do another refinance. Property, as I mentioned, can double every 10 years here in the UK. So you don't want to leave equity sitting in a property which is doing nothing for you. And when you follow buy, refurbish, refinance, this is how you can literally get houses for free. Yes, you heard me correctly, houses for free. I've been following this model for many years now, so you can take one deposit pot and recycle it as many times as possible so you can really scale fast. But you've got to add the value, you've got to refinance out at the right time, and then of course make sure that your tenants are covering the mortgage payment and you've got your net profit at the end of each month. Point number 5, you are in complete control of that asset. You buy when you want to buy. You sell when you want to sell. You buy when the market is low, you sell when the market is high, or you refinance. And being in control of an asset is really important, and there's many things that you can do with your properties to add more value and be more in control. You can go from a 2-bedroom to 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom to 5-bedroom. You can give it a really nice refurbishment. You might go and do an extension, you might do a loft conversion, but there's many things that you can do to add even more value. Lots of different options. Of course, you've got to make sure you've got the right property in the right location with the right footprint. You've got to make sure you check your comparables. Every pound invested into a refurb, ideally you want to turn that into £3. But remember, you are in complete control. You can scale as fast as you want to scale. You can just do 1 property a year, 2 properties a year. Just imagine this now. Even if you did 2 properties a year and you followed the buy, refurbish, refinance process for the next 20 years, that's going to give you 40 properties. Imagine what type of impact that's going to have on your future, your retirement plans, your family, your children. I'm not being funny. With 40 properties in the portfolio, you will never have to worry about money ever again. Number 6, I love property because you can leverage. You can leverage cheap money from the banks. You can go and do what's called 75% loan to value mortgage. So you only need to find 25% deposit for a property. You then borrow 75% from the bank, and you can borrow really cheaply right now. Interest rates are really, really low. Some of our mortgages through our SPVs, our limited companies, we're getting 3.5%, 4% mortgages, interest rates. So you can leverage, which means you haven't got to go and buy houses for cash. You haven't got to keep saving up year after year after year just to do 1 property. So it's really important, leverage cheap money, which means you get 100% benefit now, but you're paying it back over the longer term. And who's paying the mortgage payment? The tenants are paying the mortgage payment. Point number 7, property investing has stood the test of time. It is very safe. Now that doesn't mean you can't lose money. It doesn't mean there's bad deals out there. It means that if you do it correctly, you've got the right support, you've had the right training, you've got great mentors around you, property investing is one of the safest things that you can do with your capital for your futures. It's tangible. You can see the asset. It's not gonna go anywhere. And I don't know about you, but I want my money to grow for me, but I wanna do it in a safe environment. You just buy the property, you forget about it, you get great tenants in, there's a little bit of management needed. Either you can manage it or you can get a letting agent to manage it, and you just continue to reap the rewards. Point number 8, this is one of my favorites. You can build a multi-million-pound property portfolio using, write this down, OPM, other people's money. Yes, you heard me correctly. I am not high on drugs, I promise you. When I first heard this concept 7 years ago, my initial reaction was, what a load of crap. There is no way you can do this. And then I thought, well, if there is a way, who the hell's gonna give me money? And at that time, I just lost the business. £392,000 was my liquidation figure. I was at a crossroads. I wasn't feeling very confident. And I was really at a place in my life where I didn't know which way to turn. However, I got great mentoring. I went on advanced training and I started to understand that there is so much money in the world. And you can literally build a property portfolio using other people's money. And there's a few ways to do this. Number one, your private funder puts in all the money, you do all the work, and then you share the ownership, share the profits 50-50. You refinance, pay back the private funder. Guess what they're gonna do? Yep, you've got it. They're gonna give it straight back to you, recycle the cash, buy, refurbish, refinance. The second option is where you can raise money from private funders on loan agreements. So for example, if a house is gonna cost £100,000, you could borrow £100,000 from a friend, a family member, someone that you work with, someone at a networking event, someone you build a relationship with. They lend you that money at say 6% per annum. You use that money to buy the property in your own name or in your company name. You follow the process, buy, refurbish, refinance. You refinance the property, you've added the value, you're then able to pay them back their £100,000, and in this instance, their £6,000 profit. That is more than what they're making in the bank. And then you can just rinse or repeat. You could buy the property for £100,000 and you could use 2 investors, 3 investors, 5 investors. It makes no difference really when you're starting out if you do a 50-50 or if you raise money on loan agreements. I did a lot more 50-50s in the beginning. Now my preferred model is always raising the money from private funders, giving them a coupon, a fixed rate return, buying the property for cash, then recycling that money on the refinance. And you can do this for pretty much any single property strategy. Every property deal will need some type of capital input. But if you haven't got the money, it doesn't matter. You can literally go and raise and use OPM. Hundreds of my personal graduates have been doing this over the last 6 years. Number 9, multiple streams of property income. The UK market is hot right now. We are living on a small island. They're not making any more land. The demand for different types of properties is the highest we have seen in many, many, many years. And there's many creative, exciting ways in which you can make money in property. You can do rent to rent, serviced accommodation or HMO. It's where you take control of a landlord's property, you give them a fixed rental income and they allow you to use that as a multi-let or on Airbnb or booking.com and you've got guests. It's a high cash flowing model. You also have lease options, buy now, pay later. You have properties that you can go and own using your own money or using other people's money, single lets, HMOs. You've got developments, commercial conversions, land development deals, assisted sales, deal packaging. Oh my goodness, the list goes on and on and on. And I truly believe that over time, you should have a diverse property portfolio, different strategies in different areas. And when I started this journey doing it the right way 7 years ago, my main focus was single lets and HMOs. I now do commercial conversions, land development deals. I've done a commercial conversion in Colchester, turned an office to 16 one-bedroom flats. I built 7 houses and 2 flats. We're doing a huge £9.5 million deal now over in Maidenhead. The opportunities are endless. So what I recommend is that you get laser focused on your primary and secondary strategy, because if you try and do them all at once, you're just going to lose the plot and become like a headless chicken or the Tasmanian devil. So you've got to focus. Follow one course until successful. Get good at that 1 or 2 strategies. Build a team. Build your confidence. Get a few deals under your belt. And then you can start to go into multiple streams of property income. It's an amazing feeling. There's lots of opportunity out there right now. And when you master this, you will get into a position where you never have to worry about money ever again. And point number 10, just to finish off, why is property the best investment you can make? And that is because not only can you make massive income, but you also have massive impact on the world. People need landlords like you and I. So you get to help other people. You get to provide an experience out to your tenants, out to your guests, where they can go and create amazing memories. You're adding value to your local communities, and it feels really good being a landlord, being a developer, operating in these different property verticals. And that's really important, because as much as I'm sure you want to make more money, true fulfillment comes from helping other people. And when I talk to my private funders, when I talk to my guests, when I go and see my tenants and I see the smile on their faces, it's like, this feels amazing. So there you have it. 10 reasons why property is the best investment. Let's do a recap. Number 1, it beats all other investment opportunities. Number 2, demand outstrips supply. 3, passive income. 4, buy, refurbish, refinance. You can keep pulling out your equity. Number 5, you are in complete control. 6, you can leverage cheap money. 7, it's safe. 8, you get to use other people's money. 9, you can really hone in on multiple streams of property income. And number 10, you get to help other people, not just make massive income, but also have massive impact. Hey, I really hope you've enjoyed my latest video. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe and the notification bell. If you can just hit that like button, that would really help me and the algorithm. Feel free to ask me anything down below in the comment section, and make sure you're tuned in for more of my videos. If I can do it, you can do it, and I'll see you on the other side.